श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शांति शांति शांति। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमनिना मध्ये अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायिनीं अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः। So we saw one part of it, I think. दुष्प्रापः दुःखेन प्राप्यते इति मे मतिः. Matihi doesn't mean opinion. Matihi, Bhagavan, when he says opinion, it is reality. It is the truth. Because it's not on the same, the Vyavaharika opinion and the Paramarthika opinion, they are not on the same order of reality. So there is no opinion here. Bhagavan is presenting in a modest way. According to me, that's what he is saying. So, then did we see the last part of the Bhashya? Not yet, right? Yeah. Yahatu punaha vashyatma abhyasa vairagyabhyam vashyatam apaditaha atma यस्य सः अयं वश्यात्मा Asamyatatma and Vashyatma are viparita, opposites. Asamyatatma we saw. That Asamyatatma means the one whose mind is not conditioned by yoga and abhyasa. Samyatatma is the opposite, because the one whose mind is trained by abhyasa and vairagya. So vairagya and abhyasa, the one who has in full measure is Vashyatam apaditaha, meaning it is not natural, it has to be cultivated. Apaditaha means gained, because it's not somebody is not born as Vashyatma. Atma here is Antahkarana, so mind, etc. So nobody is born as Vashyatma. One has to, everybody is born as what? Asanyatatma, and from there one has to cultivate Vashyatmatvam. One has to become a Vashyatma, and that is through effort, and that effort itself is the subject matter of this chapter. That is the effort, that is the subject matter of this chapter, and so that effort one has to put in order to, this is what is called Brahmabhyasa. This Brahmabhyasa here is is given as the upaya in the previous line, previous verse, shloka. What was that? Abhyasa and Vairagya. Vairagya is also a form of Abhyasa. Abhyasa is of two types. One is the dhyana abhyasa, focusing the mind, and the other abhyasa is what? The nididhyasana, bringing the words of the Shastra repeatedly in the mind. And the idea is that one is not away from Shravana Manana Nididhyasana at any time. So for the beginner it is Shravanam. For the person who has already studied, the Shravanam becomes a form of Nididhyasanam, recalling and remembering the same thing again and again. And so there is no reason for complacency here. That complacency has to be avoided. And then in Vakya Vritti, it is said, Aham Brahmeti Vakyartha Bodho Yavat Dridhi Bhavet. Aham Brahmeti Vakyartha Bodho Yavat Dridhi Bhavet. Shamadhi Sahitaha Tavat Shravanadikam Abhyaset Shravanadikam. So until this Dridhi Bhavanam takes place, until it becomes firm. What becomes firm? Aham Brahmeti iti Vakyartha Bodha. The understanding that I am nothing but Brahman, other than Brahman nothing is there, and I am this Brahman, until it becomes unshakable, Dridhi Bhavet. This is Chvi Pratyaya, and the Chvi Pratyaya is used when something is not that and it becomes that. So it is Adridha, but it is made Dridha, Dridhi Bhavet. Typical way of using this Chvi Pratyaya. So therefore, until this recognition and the understanding, I am Brahman, I am nothing other than Brahma, Dridhi Bhavet, until it becomes a reality for me, until it becomes my nature. Just like when somebody calls out your name, even in sleep, you will respond, you will wake up. And so similarly, I am nothing but Brahman should become my first name, not even my given name, but my real name is Brahman. This is how it should be, a natural understanding. So Yavat Dridhi Bhavet, until it becomes a reality, until then Abhyaset Shravanadikam Shamadhi Sahitaha. So being endowed with Shama, etc., one may one always do this Abhyasa, Shravana Abhyasa, Manana Abhyasa, Nididhyasana Abhyasa also may one do. 49th verse, Vakya Vritti, Adi Shankara underscores the need for this. And then we also saw the second chapter, Yatato Hyapi Kaunteya Purushasya Vipaschitaha Indriyani Pramathini Haranti Prasabham Manaha Tani Sarvani Sanyamya Yukta Asita Matparaha Vashehi Yasya Indriyani Tasya Pragya Pratisthita. This is just before Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha, which verse? Familiarize yourself. Yeah. Which verse is it? 61. Yeah. So this is an important verse because it speaks directly to this. Because that yatan means the striving one. So the yatata, third case, tritiyarthe. So yatata purushena, yatata vashyatmana purushena. All of them, they go together. So by the person who is striving, meaning that striving, that gentle vigilance we talked about earlier also, the inner vigilance to how the ragadveshas may be colonizing and how some secret dependence starts to come without one wanting. Secret dependence starts to come. Even for the jnani, one has to be vigilant of all those secret dependencies that start to come. And the jnani may not want it, but the jnani may want to make somebody happy because they are doing something and say okay, but then that becomes itself a secret enjoyment without one knowing. It becomes an unknown object of enjoyment, and so one allows that to drop. So this is the abhyasa, always very, very gentle, loving vigilance, not from a place of vigilance of beating oneself up, because that is the kind of vigilance we are accustomed to, because that is what we got when we were small. But this is a different kind of a vigilance. It's a self-vigilance, a gentle inner vigilance based on compassion. Compassion for what? This body-mind sense complex, that this is how the mind will be, this is how the body will be, this is how the antakarana is, this is how the ahankara is. Gently I bring it back, gently I let go, gentle vigilance. Not like an inner cop blowing the CT. What is CT in English? Whistle all the time. Yeah, not an inner policeman, but a gentle vigilance, more like a mother who is taking the child for a walk and the child suddenly slips from the hand and then goes off into the road. How will she bring it back? She will not scold the child because she doesn't want to startle the child. It is 2 or 3 years old, it doesn't even understand. Gently she will bring it back. She will say, look, there is something interesting here, let's go here. So similarly, the jnani brings the mind back, brings the antahkarana back from all these addictive substances. That's why this becomes vairagyasya abhyasaha. Gently and repeatedly brings it back, and then keeps on doing shravana manana nididhyasana. Somebody apparently asked Swami Chinmayananda ji, what did they ask? They told him, they said, I have gone through 10 Upanishads. Swamiji, I have gone through all 10 Upanishads. And Swamiji said, that's okay. Has even one Upanishad gone through you? It's not enough to go through them. You go means what? You as the agent, the ahankara is still active. I am the knower. I am pramatru. I am pramata iti. So how many things have gone through you? Because even if one Upanishad had gone through you, you would not be talking in this manner. This is exactly the idea. So therefore, the surveillance must be there. A constant, gentle, compassionate surveillance. Not because if one becomes hard-hearted towards oneself, hopelessness ensues. And this was the answer to what? Hopelessness. This is Bhagavan's answer to the hopelessness. And if hopelessness comes out of the answer to hopelessness, what will happen? Nothing will happen. And so therefore, this is what we have to so vashyatmana yatata vashyatmana. So yatata means bhuyah api prayatnam kurvata. Bhuyah means again and again. The one who is repeatedly vigilant about himself or herself. So shakyah. Shakyah what? Shakyah means possible. What is possible? Yogaha avaptum. Possible to become established in this Dhyana Yoga, Nididhyasana Yoga. In this meditation, contemplation of the self, it is possible to be established. And Adi Shankara does not say, dispenses with it and says, Yathoktat Upayat, by the aforementioned Upayas. What were they? Abhyasa and Vairagya. Vairagya is also an object of Abhyasa. Now also at the 36th verse, what's its name? The chapter could have ended, but it doesn't end. Why? Yes, Arjuna asks one more question, and it is a bada question because it takes 3 shlokas to complete the question. 3 shlokas he takes, and then before that Adi Shankara establishes the connection to why this question is asked. Now let us see the purport of this question, which spans over 3 shlokas. And what is that question? The question is a very embarrassing question for Arjuna, because he sees himself going nowhere. The hopelessness persists. Even the upaya also seems to be too much. First I have to have abhyasa, that only I am not able to have. Then I have to have vairagya. How do you spell that? Then I have to have abhyasa of this vairagya. No. This I have given myself a grade. In my own exam, self-exam, I have given myself a grade. What is that? F. F for failed. I have failed. Okay, then if I have failed in this, then I can go back, fight the war, go back. I'm already a prince, become a king perhaps, and gain glory, etc. But then, after hearing the 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter, Jnani, what have I done? I have given up karma. Right now I'm just listening to this. I have given up the karma. I don't want to fight the war. I keep telling him means Lord Krishna. He doesn't listen, but I keep telling, I don't want to fight the war. I told him in the 3rd chapter, I told him in the end of the 1st chapter, na yotsye, and then I told him at the beginning of the 3rd chapter, I said, please tell me, because I said I don't want to forgive. Tat kim karmani, ghore karmani mam niyojayasi. Why do you make me fight this terrible war? Then I told him again in the 5th chapter, I told him, what did I say? Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi. Yad etayoho ekam vada shreyah tat vada nishchitam bruhi. All this I keep on telling. And then again in the 12th chapter also I will ask the same question, and in the 18th chapter also I will ask the same question yet to come. But then I have already said I don't want to fight this war. I have vairagya, and then you also have been appreciating vairagya. Right now also you appreciated vairagya. But then what has happened here? I have given up all karma, and I have given up karma phala also. So there is nothing to go back to. This is the sadhaka's quintessential problem. Sab chhod diya. Everything has been given up. No home. Home is there, but they are waiting with a stick over there, because all this time you have spent at the ashram, what have you achieved? They are waiting at the door with a stick. Okay, do something with yourself. Make use of your life. What are you doing? You are not taking care of the home. You are not, you have not achieved moksha. Where are you? Betwixt and between. You have become a Brahma Rakshasa, meaning you have not got Vidya, because you don't have self-knowledge. How do you know? Because I can see from the way you are behaving, you have come with a head down like this, and then you don't have vairagya, you don't have all the things that takes to get this yoga of nididhyasana. You are not neither a dhyana yogi nor a nididhyasana yogi. You are just a bhogi. That's all. You just know how to eat. Yeah. Free food comes at the ashram, you have been eating, and then what are you doing with your life? Nothing. People don't understand. So, so therefore what? You have given up karma because of the value for this knowledge. but that giving up is not complete. Why? Because you are not fully settled with that giving up. And then there is nothing to go back to, that also you know, but that heart is not at rest. And then at the same time, you feel you are not progressing in the knowledge either. You are not progressing in the knowledge. Why? Because meditation is very hard. What to talk of nididhyasana? That's why the new schedule was met with relief. Yeah, no meditation, yippee! Yes. And so very nice. And so like this, there is a desire the desire for this knowledge is fully there. Shraddha is there or not? Yes, Shraddha is there. I know that this is what is to be pursued, but then I am neither here nor there. Like the dog of the washer people, dhobi. The washer people have dog. The dog just follows them. And so they go to wash the clothes at the Ganga. Everybody is laundry people. They go to wash the clothes at the Ganga. The dog also follows. And then the dog is not washing the clothes. They are washing the clothes. Dog is doing what it's doing. What does it do? It wants to be alpha dog. So there near the Ganga Ghat, means near the place of the washing, it will try to establish supremacy. I am the best dog ever. I am better than you. And the other dogs say, bark and put it in one corner. It has to flatten its ears and sit. And then the tail also is just drooping down. Why? It says, this is not your home. This is not your home at all. No, but my people are here. Your people may be there, but this is not your area. Shut up, sit down. Then late at night, the washer people work very hard. They have to wash, they have to dry the clothes, they have to iron the clothes, they have to deliver the clothes. Then only they get to go home by the time night has fallen. And then the dog tries its bark again. And then what? All the other dogs in the area, they do the same thing that the dogs at the washing place did. What will they say? You are not the alpha dog here. You don't belong here. Why? This is our place. Are you here all the time? No, but my people live here. Yeah, but when are they? When do they come? Only to sleep at night? You also sleep. Don't try to show off your prowess. So then the washer people's dog is neither here nor there, and I am also like this dog. I don't know where I belong. This is every sadhaka's secret fear. And you do everything to do this, overcome the secret fear. You wear white clothes. Everybody is wearing white clothes. Still I don't feel like I belong. And then what else? I will do this, I will do that. Maybe I should take up Maunam one day a week. Then I'll feel like I belong. Then also I don't belong. Why? Because the belonging is external or internal? Internal. I have told you, where there is no longing, there is a sense of belonging. The sense of belonging and longing are connected. And so here, this is the situation, this is the paristhiti, this is the situation of every sadhaka. It is in English, in psychological parlance, it is called imposter syndrome. I feel like somehow I have been put in the ashram by some accidental punya fructifying itself. I am not like anybody else. I don't belong. I don't know how. I don't know why. Or sometimes, the feeling is I belong, but they think I don't belong. So then they will tell me to go. Secret feeling. What is there to go to? Nothing is there to go to. Neither here nor there. They told me to burn the bridges and boats. I burnt the bridges and boats, and now I am stuck here. I am not making any progress here. And then if this kind of a person had to ask a question, very embarrassing, because I have to tell what is ailing me. I have to tell my ailment, and it is very embarrassing because I don't want to tell anybody I have this ailment. So how will you ask a question? You will ask the satsang question as follows. I know somebody who is suffering from this kind of a situation. Can you please help, oh Guru? We will ask that way. Yeah. Similarly, when there is some kind of an embarrassing health issue, you don't want to say, I am having this problem. So you will say, I have a friend who has a skin disease. So can you please recommend something to give? So like this, Arjuna also asked the question on behalf of somebody else. He doesn't say, oh Krishna, I am having this problem, I am stuck. He says somebody, Kaschit. Kaschit who? So Kaschit, Ayatihi. Ayatihi means the one who slackened off. Alparthe nanj pratyaya. Here the negation is in the form of less effort, not absence of effort or opposite of effort. The fellow put effort, but put little bit of effort, not full effort. Ayatihi, but what? Shraddhaya upetaha, completely 100% endowed with Shraddha, wanting this knowledge, not wanting to go anywhere other than be here with this knowledge, but yogat chalitamaanasaha. Chalitamaanasaha means disturbed. The one whose mind is disturbed and has come away from this yoga. Come away as though come away from this yoga. And then, Kangatim Krishna Gacchati. What will happen to that person when? Marana Kahale. Whole life was in betwixt and between. And now the person is on the deathbed, or even if they are not suffering from a terminal illness, they will still know that this life will be over. In 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, after that I am not going to be there. And then when I die, or when he's asking on behalf of everybody else, so when this person who neither is here nor is there, what will happen? Because there is no going home. I have left the karma, I have left everything, and jnana has left me. I have left karma phala, but jnana has not come to me. It seems to have left me. And what will happen to me when I die? Because all this, see, I still attended all the classes. See, we have to add a few things here. Yeah, I still attended all the classes. I did not even miss the satsangs or the meditations. 100% attendance I have enjoyed in the class. Yes, I enjoyed this attendance because I was in charge of taking other people's attendance. So I had to so therefore I had to come. So couldn't exempt myself, and so therefore, but still, nonetheless, Avantara Phala is what? 100% attendance I had, and still what? Didn't get this knowledge. Why? Because the Ayatihi, little less effort I put. There were still pratibandhas, there were still difficulties. Still full of Shraddha, I could not get either how to do this yoga, this abhyasa, this vairagya. Some shortage was there, even though the Shraddha was fully there. I did not make it. Then all this attendance, all this Shravanam, everything, what will happen? It will go waste. Why? Because next life, what will happen? Next life, do I remember what I did in my last life? No. And so who knows, I might have studied for 12 years in the last life. Now I have come for a 12-week course, but I still don't remember anything. And so I will be like the fog. This jiva who is of this nature, aforementioned nature, will be like the fog. When the sun comes, what will happen? Chinnabhramiva nashyati kim. Will the person be completely gone? Meaning you have to start from A for apple, B for bat, C for cat, D for dog. Just like you have to start there in KG, In Vedanta also I am putting KG, A for Atma, B for Brahman, C for Chit, D for Dharma, E for Eshana, F for Karma Phala, like this. So do I have to start from A, B, C? And that is for a hopeless person, that is a very daunting prospect. And Arjuna is a Vaidika, believes in reincarnation, believes that he will come back. But to come back as what? Fresh off the boat. Fresh. Just like how people go into Sanskrit class. Fresh mind. Yeah. What went yesterday? Gone. Fresh mind. Every day fresh. Ramaha Ramau, Ramaha, Titaha, Anti. Every day fresh. And so, like this I will be in between. So, at least Vedanta, forget Sanskrit. Don't forget Sanskrit. I have already forgotten Sanskrit. But Vedanta, at least some retention should be there. But Arjuna's fear is that in the next life, you have to start from what? A, I, E. Yeah. A for Advaita. A for what? Avihi. See, don't forget. Yeah. Don't forget. So like this, from I have to start all over again. And already this life, how did I die? Hopeless. Imposter syndrome. Not belonging anywhere. And then just being spit out of this body, mind, sense complex. And then what? Coming back into another body, mind, sense complex. If I'm lucky enough to have a human life, oh Krishna, this is so sad. Next life I have to start from scratch. Sanskrit also won't come, and what? Vedanta of course won't come, because both of them I'm starting from scratch. And so this is his hopelessness. The hopelessness continues. Now the hopelessness which started in this life is now spilling over to the next life as well. So it's kind of an ironic series of questions. Why is it ironic? Because in this life you say you have given up karma phala, but you're still worried about the next life. That is why it is a little ironic. But somewhere the insecure jiva wants to make a reservation. I want to make a reservation based on the fact of Vedanta knowledge preservation. Will the Vedanta knowledge preservation be there? That is the desire for my reservation. Otherwise I'll have severe reservations about Vedanta. I don't want that. So therefore what do I want to do? I want to have some arakshanam, some kind of a reservation that next life I'm not doing this for waste. So I'm glad it has come at this time in the 3-month course, because there is still time to redeem the rest of the course for oneself, so that one overcomes this hopelessness. Because if it had come on the last day of the course, we cannot do anything about it. Yeah, already gone. But now there is still 1 more month to come back and to know that Lord Krishna's answer gives us hope. What does he say? He says that this vasana, pumsam advaita vasana, as another text says, pumsam advaita vasana, this desire for this knowledge will not go. And whatever one has studied also will not go. The words and the meanings will be forgotten, because they are what? Aparavidya. The aparavidya will be forgotten, but the content stays with the person. That's why the person starts talking something or the other which the parents will not understand. In fact, don't worry about not belonging. You will be born not belonging. Yeah, to your family of origin. You will wonder if you were adopted. They will also be secretly wondering if you were adopted, or some exchange took place in the hospital. They will also be wondering that, because you have nothing in common with them. But you are still born to them. Why? Because Adi Shankara will say, and also before that Lord Krishna will say, Shri Matam Gehe, they'll have lots of money. Why do they need to have money? So that you don't have to earn for them and take care of them. They will be well placed. Srimadami, they may not be wealthy, but they will be well placed to take care of themselves and even throw you a little pocket money here and there. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, they can just throw you a little pocket money here and there. They will be well placed, so you don't have to worry about about taking care of the family of origin, marrying off the brothers and sisters and educating them. Some people have that karma. They have to educate all their brothers and sisters. They have to make sure that they are married off before they get married or before they take sannyasa. No such things for you. And then they will accept your quirkiness. They will write you off in a nice way. Okay, don't expect nothing of this person. And then when you go to the ashram, they will say, thank God. Meaning, thank God you have found a place where you can go. And then, coming to this place of knowledge, you will pick up the thread. Paurva dehikam means from the previous body, mind, sense complex, whatever you have learnt, it will come very quickly, very easily assimilated. No pratibandhas, no questions, no difficulties, no obstacles at all. And nothing will come in your way, and then you will definitely connect to the threads of the last life, and then you will definitely, absolutely gain this knowledge. Then Arjuna is happy, and then along with Lord Krishna's answer, the chapter also can come to a happy close and end on a very happy note. Let us read the Sangati Bhashya first and understand it. Tatra yogaabhyas asangikaranena paraloka ihaloka prapti nimittani karmani sanyastani yoga siddhi phalam cha moksha sadhanam samyak darshanam na praptam. So tatra means here in this context. Tatra means now. Now in this context, where what is the context? Yoga abhyasa angikaranena. Angikaranena. Yoga abhyasa angikaranena. Angikaranena means adopting. Angikaranena, I have made the yoga abhyasa into my own practice. Yoga abhyasa angikaranena. Then what happens? Having gained a value for this lifestyle. What is the lifestyle? Yoga abhyasa. Doesn't mean yoga postures here. Yoga abhyasa means what? Dhyana yoga, nididhyasana yoga. Vedantic meditation and nididhyasana. Yoga abhyasa angikaranena. And then what else? Paraloka, ihaloka, prapti nimittani karmani sanyastani. Sanyastani means having given up, giving up. Giving up what? Paraloka, ihaloka, prapti nimittani sadhanani, which is in the form of karma, karmani. So paraloka, ihaloka, prapti nimittani karmani sanyastani. So sanyastani means the person has given up, having given up, giving up. Giving up what? Paraloka, ihaloka, nimitta, prapti, sadhanani, karmani. So giving up the karmas through which you get things in this world, ihaloka. Goodies in this world are got how? Through karma. I want something, what do I have to do? Do something. I have to do something. Sadhanas I have to follow to get that. And that thing which I want is separated from me by 4 kinds of karma. We saw that. Apyam. And then what else? Samskaryam, Vikaryam, Utpadyam, Janyam, etc. We saw the 4 kinds of karmas that keep me away from what? Gaining what I want. Gaining what I want. It keeps me away from gaining what I want. And if it keeps me gaining from what I want, what have I done to that? Even though I have a value for this karma and sadhana, what have I done? Given it up. Sanyastani. What have I given up? Karma. Which is what? The karma is nimitta. Nimitta for what? Paraloka, ihaloka, praptehe. For the gain of ihaloka and paraloka, I have given it up. Why? Because I have adopted the yogic way of life. Yoga abhyasa, I have taken as my own. Angikaranena, accepting this yoga, accepting the value for this yoga, I have given up everything having to do with ihaloka and paraloka prapti sadhanani in the form of various karmas. So karmas to gain things here, karmas to gain things hereafter, like Soma Yaga, like Agnihotra for Svarga, Vishwajit, all these things I have given up. Vajapeya, all these things are sadhanani, which are nimittani. Nimitta means cause. The cause in the form of these karmas have been given up. And what is the reason for that? That is in the 3rd case, because of having adopted. So, because of having taken, accepted, adopted what? Yogic way of life. Adopted the inward way of life, adopted a quiet way of life, going inward through meditation, through regurgitating and rehashing and reliving the words of the Upanishad. This is what one has done. And then yoga siddhi phalam, and then the perfection of this yoga. Siddhi means the success, the accomplishment of this yoga has a fruit. Yoga siddhi phalam it is called, which is what? Mokshakhyam, which is called moksha. So this phala of perfecting this knowledge and making it my own, what is the phala of that? Total freedom from papa, punya, raga, dvesha, and what else? Sukha, dukkha, bhaya, everything. Total freedom is na praptam, not gained. Not gained. So what has happened? Na praptam. So which is what? Samyak darshanam, the vision of no division has not been gained. So what has happened? Yoga abhyasa is there, accepting the yoga abhyasa is there, and then giving up of the paraloka, ihaloka preoccupations is also there. So here what has the yogi done? Adopted one thing and given up something else. What has he or she adopted? Yogic way of life, which is, we understand, as a quiet way, an inward going and introspective lifestyle, and a lifestyle given to this knowledge. That has been adopted, and because of that, what has been given up? All the karmas which are the nimittas, which are directed towards the gain of objects of desire here and elsewhere, have been totally what? Tyaktani, sanyastani. Sanyastani here means, doesn't mean the person has taken sannyasa, given up. Simple meaning have been renounced. And then at the same time, the yoga has not become phalita in the form of the siddhi. What is that? In the form of the accomplishment of moksha. So all this practice that I have done has not been phalita into moksha. A normal person, normal means a regular person would say, what? Upanishad is wrong. Because I did the work, I didn't get the knowledge. Gita is wrong. But here what does Arjuna say? Something is wrong here. Somewhere something has been missed. This is the right attitude. And then he says, Yoga Siddhi Phalam, which is Moksha Sadhanam, Samyak Darshanam. Samyak Darshanam is the vision of no division. And Yoga Siddhi Phalam, the fruit of accomplishment of this yoga, which is in the form of the gain of moksha, which is the way to gain moksha, which is a sadhana for gaining moksha. What kind of sadhana? Direct or indirect? Indirect sadhana. What is the direct sadhana? Shravanam. Shravanam is mukhya sadhanam. These are auxiliary sadhanas to make the Shravanam perfect, to take away the viparita jnanam or wrong assumptions about the self. Okay, so samyak darshanam, so na praptam iti yogi yoga margat maranakale chalita chittah iti tasya nasham ashankya Arjuna uvacha. So, tasya nasham ashankya, doubting that there may be a nasha, maybe the destruction, tasya, for this person, for who? Yogi. So, for this yogi, there is a nasha, iti ashankya Arjuna uvacha. What is the nasha? Then in the form of yoga margat chalita chittah. Who is this person? The person who has gotten derailed from the road of yoga, from the path of yoga, from the path of this internal quietude, commitment to internal quietude, commitment to minding my own business, a commitment to internal life, a commitment to making this knowledge my own. From that commitment, the person has been derailed. When is it understood? Maranakale, meaning there is no more life there to practice, and so it is somehow understood at the end of one's life. Or we can't say Maranakale means deathbed, don't take it literally. It simply means when everything has been exhausted, when all the hope has been exhausted and not much life is left. And so just like at 90 years, if I say I am going to take up Vedanta, it is little difficult. Not impossible, but little difficult. Why? Because Shravanam, how to do it, little difficult. Because the person is not able to hear, and then the person is not able to understand. Even if they hear with hearing aid, etc., maybe they are not able to understand. Maybe there are aches and pains all over the body. So many pratibandhas will be there. So this, so therefore, what is the situation here? The situation is dire, meaning there is no more hope of coming back. No more hope of coming back. Come back. Almost. No more hope of coming back. We shouldn't say such things, because it says, let me enact it and show that there is no more hope of coming back. So when there is no more hope of coming back on track, that is when this question comes. Because Arjuna feels, even in his life, already what? Middle-aged. He has grown sons and he is already middle-aged. When will I get back on track? And then this Krishna is asking me to continue to fight the stupid war. Will I survive the war? Because this is a very big question. That's why Maranakale is there. This is the Ashanka. Because will I survive this war? Because Krishna is not letting go. Tasmad yudhyasva, yogaya yujyasva. We keeps on saying, get ready for this battle, fight this war. Uttishta, get up. And all this is being said, and so I have to fight this war. And then what? They have 18 akshauhinis, 18 units of battle. They have 18, what is that called? Units of soldiers, and what is that? Rathas, elephants, horses, artillery, everything they have. But then we have only 11 akshauhinis. We are overpowered, and I could die in this war. He says, he thinks that I could die. So Marana Kale, Adi Shankara spells it all out. Marana Kale doesn't mean deathbed. Marana Kale means no more hope is there, because already so much of the life is gone. And for Arjuna, it has a very specific meaning. Why? Because the battle, he is looking at the battlefield full of bloodshed, and his blood also could be one of the bodies that is slain in the battle. And so therefore, yoga marga chalita chittaha. So yoga marga goes with chalita chittaha. So derailed yoga marga chalita chittaha. So the mind of the person has been derailed from this path of yoga. For this person, nasham ashankya, anticipating the destruction of this person completely, meaning sadly anticipating his own destruction in the war, as his life might ebb away, and also destruction from this path of yoga. Therefore he asked the question. Arjuna uvacha ayati shraddhayopetaha yoga chalita manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kagatim krishna gacchati kachinno bhaya viprashtha छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पथि एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेतुम् अर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्यः संशयस्यास्य छेता न ह्युपपद्यते. So ayatihi means not enough effort. As we have seen, the nanj pratyaya has 6 meanings, and then one of them is less, in the sense of less, not in the sense of another, not in the sense of opposite, not in the sense of absence. It's not absence of effort, it is the one who has put less effort, not opposite of effort. Instead of putting effort, the person went somewhere else. No, it is less effort. So but at the same time, the person filled dripping with Shraddha, but does not have enough, did not put enough effort. Therefore the person becomes what? Yoga chalita manasaha. So chalita manasaha means what is that? The person has wandered away, got derailed. Vikshipta buddhihi ityarthaha. The one whose buddhi has been distracted not only from one meditation, but from the concept of meditation altogether. So not from just one particular effort, but generally from the effort and the object of it, either due to hopelessness or due to some other vikshepa, pratibandha, because of certain prarabdha, the strong prarabdha or something. The person, strong prarabdha means there are certain events in one's life. Naturally one will not be distracted, but certain events come, like some kind of a natural calamity where there is a lot of destruction, where the person has to go away and help out. Some kind, something happens like that. Some person in the family, succumbs to some illness, So then this person has to give up the pursuit and go and take care of that person. So like this, so many things can come in the way, and that is why the prayer is very important for mumukshus, so that this does not happen for jignasus. And so I have to, and sometimes what happens, I make my own rules. I don't, there is nothing important, but I think it is important because of my own confusion. Because of my own confusion, I think that this is not important, or I think that this means this teaching is not that important as anatma. What is anatma? Whatever one is facing. So we have to be able to make the distinction between emergency and non-emergency, even vyavaharically speaking. So non-emergency and emergency, one is confused. One is terribly confused. So therefore what happens? The non-emergency appears like what? Emergency. Oh my God, I have to go right now, I have to go away, and I have to go away and right now. What is happening? Somebody has flu. Yeah, simple flu. Every year they will have. You also have every year. They also got so simple flu. But then I flew away because of somebody's flu. And once you go away, what happens? Very difficult to come back. Very, very difficult to come back, because that flu will turn into something else, meaning some other issue will come up. First it was the flu, and then along with that something else I have to take care of. If something is not working, so I have to do that. So I have to go somewhere. Somebody I have to help, so I have to go somewhere, and something always needs to be done. This is the definition of samsara. So therefore the ability to distinguish between emergency and non-emergency I have to have. For my own sanity I have to have that. And then even if it's an emergency, am I, what is that, not infallible but indispensable. Am I indispensable here? I have to see. Are there other people that can go and take care of it? First of all, can it be taken care of it later? Or can I go at some other time? Or can somebody else go and take care of this? All this I have to, this is the Viveka. Viveka and Vairagya are described as twins. They are described as earrings. And so both of them are on unless you are trying to make a statement. I am really cool, I am wearing one earring. So unless you are trying to make a statement, both of them go together. So therefore, the Viveka and Vairagya here are in tandem. How are they in tandem? I have to be able to do this Viveka. Am I needed? Do I really need to take care of this? Do I have to do this? Or somebody else can go? Is it an emergency? And then if the answer is no, then I have to just soothe myself. I have to self-soothe myself. I have to make myself strong enough for facing disapproval from other people who think I should be there, who think I have to take care of this, who think I am the only one who can do this, because all this is part of the dysfunctional relationships in samsara. All of this is like this. Totally dysfunctional. And so, and if the answer comes, no, only I have to be there, question the answer again, because the answer also may be compromised by my wrong thinking. So therefore here, the person, so yoga margat chalitaha, yoga chalita manasaha means two things. One is because of insufficient effort, I have fallen away because of my own hopelessness, or something prasabham by force has taken me and I have had trouble coming back. Again it's insufficient effort only. But first reason to go away is what? Internal. Second reason could be external. So either through internal reason or through external reason. Really speaking, both the reasons are what? Internal only. The external becomes a nimitta. So either through external nimitta or internal nimitta, I have become derailed from that. So yogat chalita manasaha, what happens? Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. what will be their fate, what will be his or her fate. He doesn't say Kangatim Krishna Gachami. What does he say? Gachati, third person. Yeah, some other somewhere. He doesn't want to, it's too painful, too embarrassing to take it as his own situation. Although he is talking about himself, he opens it up for everybody, because in a way it is good, because Lord Vyasa knows this is not just Arjuna's situation, this is the situation of every single person in the universe. Kangatim Krishna Gachati. How aprapya yoga samsiddhim, yoga phalam. We already saw. So in the form of what? Samyak darshanam. We saw that earlier in the Sangati Bhashya look. Yoga phalam, samyak darshanam, moksha sadhanam, aprapya, kangatim Krishna gachati. What will happen to such a person? Where will he or she go? What will happen? Because, and the next verse will say this, will all the knowledge that the person gained, will it be destroyed? Will it be destroyed? So therefore what? So therefore the answer should be what? It will not be destroyed. Lord Krishna will assure. But for now, let us see the Bhashya. Ayatihi aprayatnavan yoga marge Shraddhaya Astikya Buddhya Cha Upetaha. So Ayatihi means Aprayatnavan. Again, Alparthe we have to take. The one who has not made enough effort. And who is that? Yoga Marge, in the subject matter of this yoga, in this path of yoga, the person who has not put enough effort. Shraddhaya Astikya Buddhya. Astikya Buddhi means what? Asti Brahma iti Buddhi. Astikya Buddhi has not become Asmi Brahma. What is Asmi Brahma? I am Brahman has not, it has not converted. Why? Because this yoga phala has not been gained. But Asti Brahma is definitely there. Asti Brahma to Asmi Brahma, that is the yoga marga here. So making the Asti into Asmi has not yet happened. So Astikya Buddhya Upetaha, fully endowed with Shraddha. Astikya Buddhya Upetaha Yogat Antakale Api Chalitam Manasam Manaha Yasya Saha Chalita Manasaha Bhrashta Smritihi Saha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Yoga Phalam Samyak Darshanam Kangatim He Krishna Gachati. So Astikya Buddhya Upetaha Api, even though endowed with Shraddha, then Antakale Chalitam Manaha Yasya Saha. So Yoga Chalita Manasaha Antakale Api, even in the last stages of life, the person who has fallen away from this marga, not able to come back, and now the person feels it is too late for whatever reason, not to be taken as deathbed, but no more hope is there. The person thinks, I have gone too far this way, cannot come back, not enough life is left, like in the battlefield, etc. And then, so Chalita Manasaha is what? Manaha. Chalita Manasaha, Manasam Manaha Yasya Saha. So the mind of the person is turbulent, and Adi Shankara describes such a person as Bhrashta Smriti. So Bhrashta Smriti means, Bhrashta means the fallen away. Bhramsh, to slip, fall. So Bhrashta Smriti means the person whose memory means the value for this life has fallen away, has gone to the back somewhere. So the value for this life has been forgotten. That is what is forgotten. Not that the person Brashta Smriti can also mean somebody who has dementia. No, here the person doesn't have dementia. Selectively the person has not understood this and has forgotten the value of this yoga, the value of this knowledge. So aprapya, because it is already very clear, it's not explained, not having gained yoga phalam, yoga samsiddhim, means not having accomplished this yoga in the form of jnana nishtha. Atma jnanam may be there, but it is not translated into jnana nishtha. So samyak darshanam, a vision of no division. First seeing Bhagavan everywhere and then seeing oneself everywhere has not happened. What will be that person's situation? We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari